This next lesson is called The Kingdom of God. Bob, I love when you teach on this because you have a very simple way of defining the kingdom of God. Just share that and why you think this is an important lesson, this topic is important for this whole Coram Deo teaching that we're sharing.
Well, I think it's important primarily because the kingdom is what Jesus talked about more than anything else. And that was his focus. And I think Jesus made it very clear what the kingdom was in the prayer that Jesus, the only prayer that Jesus taught his disciples to pray. Thy kingdom come, how? Thy will be done. The kingdom is where God's will is done. The kingdom is perfectly present in heaven. Why? Not because God is there, he's here too. But it's done perfect, his will is done perfectly there, therefore the kingdom of God is fully present there. And the kingdom is present in my life to the degree that God's will is done in my life. Move that all the way to society. The kingdom of God is present in society to the degree that God's will is done in society. We want to see the kingdom come? Pretty simple. Obey God's will.
You know, all three of us teach this, and all three of us are passionate about this. Scott, why do you like to teach this? What is it that grabs you about this lesson?
I think for me, you know, growing up as a young Christian in my teenage years in college, this was always, it was kind of a black box. What is the kingdom of God? It wasn't taught much from the pulpit, and so I didn't think about it very much. When I finally realized kind of what you were saying, Bob, just how much Jesus taught on this, and I began to look into what is the kingdom of God? What is this concept? What is this message of the kingdom? It was like the Rosetta Stone. It unpacked everything for me.
It is the Rosetta Stone.
It opened up everything for me. We have a friend, a mutual friend, as you guys know, Hein van Wyk from South Africa, and he shares a similar message. He says as a young Christian, you know, he was very diligent in his discipleship, and every new topic, whether it was evangelism or church growth or whatever it was, you know, he would set up a separate little file and put everything in that file that he was learning on that topic, and he had this nice filing system. And then he started learning about the kingdom of God, so he set up a file called the kingdom of God, and he said after a while I realized that didn't work because the kingdom of God was the whole filing system. And I just completely agree. I don't think we can understand what it means to live as a Christian, to make a difference in our societies, our families, our cultures, without a clear understanding of this central concept.
Yeah.
You know.